Welcome back to our first live of the year. I am so excited. I was hoping to do this live yesterday, but stuff happens. And by now, guys, January 1 is my favorite day of the year, even though my new year usually starts in October, because as the clock strikes midnight on the 1st of January, we are presented with a fresh canvas, like a new year full of potential, full of promise, full of opportunities. And that's what we want to look at today. Like, how do we start the year with purpose? How do we make sure that everything we do, there is strategic intent? Like, we are not just doing stuff for the sake of doing it. So if you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Eva Mtali. And on this channel, we talk about everything related to travel, whether it means you're going to be studying abroad, you're going to be working abroad, you're going to be traveling abroad, you're going to be living abroad, anything to do with that. We talk about it here on the channel, including how to plan for that move. If you're going to need money, how do you make it and all that stuff. So if anything like that sounds exciting to you, just make sure that you join the family by subscribing and also hitting the notification bell. It is on the right hand side of the subscribe button. So welcome to everybody. Welcome back to those who have been watching us from last year. We are so glad that you managed to successfully cross over and you are here with us. So as usual, guys, do say Happy New Year in the comment section below. Do say hello. Let me know where you are watching me from. And so far, how is day one of 2024? So just know that the decisions that we made today is gonna sort of sculpt the foundation of how the rest of the year is gonna be. How we start today can set the pace of how everything falls in place. And that's why today's video is sort of like a guide to making intentional choices from day one and focusing on transformative actions that will make sure that we can hit our goal for 2024. So guys, I would give you just 1 second to like the video. 17 of you guys online, but only 2 likes. Please like the video. And while you're at it, just grab a piece of paper and pen, because today is going to be as practical as it can be. I want by the time we leave here, guys, your notebook is full of action plans. You know what you're gonna do like as soon as the live ends. So guys, I'm gonna give it until 7 more seconds. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and I just want us to go through this process together. And guys, those who have been watching my other lives, you know how transformational writing stuff down is. I was telling you, I literally achieved all my vision board items for 2023, except one. I had put on the vision board that I would get the silver plaque for YouTube, which means 100,000 subscribers. That did not happen, but something even better happened. We started a TikTok account and we actually surpassed 120,000 followers today. So guys, even though we didn't get the silver plaque, I know we are getting it by latest March of this year. So I'm not even worried. So guys, it is very important to write stuff down, have like stuff written down so that you can always reflect back and know how things happened. Yeah. So let's quickly dive into some 10 crucial actions that can shape an exceptional year marked by growth, adventure, achievement, and opportunity. So the first thing I'd like you guys to do, even if you can't like do it immediately now, but just write down the first thing you're gonna need. And guys, I'm gonna show you. You guys, by now you know this book. If you've been on the channel long enough, you know this book. This is where we write stuff. This is where all our things happen. You know this book by now. So you don't need like a fancy book like that. But if you can get a fancy book, the better. Just get a book so that you can always keep referring to and writing stuff. So the first thing you're going to have to do is to create a vision board. And guys, I know some people prefer like the physical vision board, but for me, since I discovered Canva, my life has changed. And I'm just going to quickly show you my vision board for 2024 very quickly. And I made it on Canva. So this is how it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's okay. Now you can see. So usually I have one key word. Let me know in the comments if you're able to see clearly the vision, but this is how it looks like. I don't know whether to scroll or push there. For this is my vision board. So this is what I have as my screensaver on the phone. Let me know in the comment section below if you can see. So this is something like you can consider doing. You don't have to have something similar like mine because of course our goals are different, but you can see usually I have one keyword that I go by. So last year I had transcend was my keyword, my theme. But this year my theme is there, like make it happen. That is the theme I'm having. And then you can see here 2024, the vision. So I have up here, you have a YouTube logo here and I have TikTok. And then you can see on the right there, I've written, you can vlog your way onto a yacht on Dubai. So half of these words are from a very good friend of mine, like my biggest supporter, this part on a yacht in Dubai. But this part you can vlog your way onto is my part. So this one, basically, when I see this part of my vision board, it's basically a reminder for me that I have to keep creating content. Like that's the only way we are gonna get a yacht someday. So yacht here basically just represents freedom for me. So anytime I see this, that's what comes into my mind. And then you can see right here, I have miracles. So what I've put here as miracles, you can see there's prayer, there's church, and there's a Bible. So basically this reminds me that there's a higher being, life is spiritual, and I have to live my life some way. Then over here, I have family. So this one, I have two main pictures here, love and friendship. For me, that's what family is all about. Family is not about DNA or that we share blood or what. So that's what family is for me, love and friendship. And that's why you guys are part of my family. And then you can see over here, there's this corner here I have written, invest in yourself. And then you can see there's a brain that is open. Yeah, so that's, and then there's a book here. So basically here, you can see there's a book and then there's invest in yourself. Over here is the number 12. So basically I've given myself a goal to read 12 books by the end of 2024. That's basically what that means. And then over here, something that's not very visible is happy retirement. And then you can see some palm trees. So basically, you guys know Starehe Mana by now, and that's why I have it there. How to become better every day. I've written some stuff there. And then of course, under wealth here, we have this picture of save money and invest. And then of course, you guys, you know how big I am on health issues. And that's why we have it here. Tone it. Don't give up. Dream big, set goals, take action. This is to remind you every day, Eva, you have to eat well, balanced meals. You have to work it up. You have to keep the six-pack. You have to be in good shape. And then, of course, we are traveling, guys. As usual, we have it on the vision board every year. So I have three main pictures here. So this main picture here represents Machu Picchu in Peru. But basically, it reminds me I have a big trip in South America. And this is what represents all those countries I plan to go to in South America. This one here represents some trips I have lined up for in Africa, but this is Madagascar. So if I don't go anywhere in Africa in 2024, I want to make it to Madagascar. That's why I have this here. And then I have this one here. These are the pyramids of Giza. I'm looking to visit North Africa, specifically Jordan and Egypt. That's why I have these ones here. So basically this is what, so every time I open my phone, so this is the screensaver of my phone. It is my, what do you call it? My vision board. So what it serves is a constant reminder. Anytime, if I want to check the time on my phone, that's the first thing I'll meet with. If somebody calls me and I want to answer the phone, that's the first thing that I'll see. And I'll be like, okay, do I want to pick this call? Does it draw me anywhere near what I have on this vision board? So guys, the first thing you want to do is to create a vision board. So the vision board, it basically prioritizes the visualization of your aspirations on the year, yeah? So basically, as you've seen there, it's just a compilation of images, quotes, symbols that just represent your goals. And it serves for me, that's why it's on my phone, it serves as a daily reminder of my dreams, fostering focus and clarity. So everything that I do So from this now is where, remember we had those New Year resolutions. So those New Year resolutions, they're going to come from here, or rather, those resolutions are going to be explained by this. So this is the action point I'm giving you guys, those who have their papers and notes. Dedicate 30 minutes to brainstorm, collect images, pictures, quotes, and symbols that represent your goals that are related to, whether it's traveling abroad or moving abroad or studying abroad or whatever it is you want to do this year. And then number 2, use an online tool like Canva to create your digital vision board. So what you want to do when you go to Canva, when you have templates, just select phone wallpaper as your template. So when you select phone wallpaper, as you're adding pictures, it will come directly on this format. Just download and upload it to your phone. It's that simple, guys. So you need a vision board just for you to have clarity and visualization of all your dreams for this year, whether it's relocating, moving abroad, studying abroad, whatever it is. Number 2, we kind of touched on it yesterday, but it comes out from this. Now, once you have this vision board, you have to set SMART goals. So guys, you've seen, for example, I have there, like one of the things on the vision is to tone it. So you can't just sit down and manifest, okay, I'm going to have a toned body. No, you have to have a SMART goal, like break down this objective into manageable steps. And this is the only way you're going to succeed. So when we talk about SMART, is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So for example, an action point you can go for is, let's say you have a goal of, so like you see, like in my case, I had those 3 different destinations. I have like Peru, I have Madagascar, I have Egypt, I have Jordan. So, but if let's say for your goal is to relocate to Paris or move to Canada, make sure that you're very, very specific. You can say secure a job in marketing in Paris, or move to Canada on permanent residence through the express entry route. Make sure it is very, very specific so that you know exactly. So if let's say your specific goal is to secure a job in marketing in Paris, then you know that maybe in week 1, you're researching the job market so that you know in which cities, okay, not cities, okay, let's say relocate to France instead of a city. So let's say you had said you're going to relocate to France, yeah? So maybe week 1 can be research the job market, know like in Paris, which jobs are in demand, or I am a marketer, which cities have demand for marketers. Or if it's Canada, let's say you want to move for your express entry, then now you have to go and find out what are the requirements. In the last 3 draws, which professions have been selected, what things are on demand. So for example, last year, if you guys can remember, in January, when we did the same exercise, I told you guys, if you can learn a new language, like if you're looking to relocate to Canada, please invest in the French language, because there are so many opportunities for you as a French language speaker. For example, if you get a job today in Canada that requires you to speak French, your employer does not need an LMIA for you to apply for a work permit. So you guys can imagine if somebody took my advice in January 1 last year when we were going through this same exercise, in 1 year's time, your French could have been good enough for you to be hired in a bilingual province like New Brunswick, for example. If let's say your goal is to get a job in Canada in, I don't know, nursing 2024, then one of the things you can have in week 1 is register for the recruitment event that is taking place in, is it Saskatchewan? Where is that recruitment event? Somebody remind me. No, Prince Edward Island, for example. Update your resume, register for virtual events, apply to 3 positions. So those are specific action points that you will accompany to your goals. Are we together, guys, up to that point? Let me know in the comment section below. Then number 3 is action point is time management, okay? So make sure as we start, today is January 2. I had wanted to do this video yesterday. Today is January 2. Make sure you mark your calendar, guys. Dedicate time. If your goal is to move abroad, if your goal is to work abroad, if your goal is to study abroad or travel, make sure you allocate time on your calendar for these time-related tasks, okay? Set boundaries to minimize distractions. So for me, for example, I have specifically put Thursdays is when I am researching air tickets, because apparently I hear tickets are cheaper on Thursdays. So Thursday evenings, I have left them specifically to scout cheap plane tickets to these destinations that I have. I have done what I have identified. And then something that I do for me, when I want to travel to a destination, if it's for pleasure, I don't use money from my day job. I use money from my side hustles. So I have also dedicated time to do my hustle. So for example, I know Saturday evenings and the whole of Sundays are for creating content for you guys. That's what I do on Saturday evenings and Sundays. I create content so that I can present them for you guys here. I know weekdays, all weekdays from 6 p.m. to almost 9 p.m. every day are for doing your CVs, because that's how I get the extra money. So I have purposely allocated time and blocked it for these activities. And that's the same thing you want to do. You must create time for your goals. If your goal is to, so like some people have been sending me emails, oh Eva, I have a bachelor's in medicine, my wife has a diploma in, I don't know, nursing. Can you tell us where to go, in which country we can go to? So if you can allocate time in your calendar, and you know every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. is specifically, I'm going to be handling things related to my goal of moving abroad or studying abroad or whatever abroad that is. You're going to do that, okay? Then number 4, you have to plan your finances. This is must do. And all these things, guys, are things you need to do like this week. Because the moment we move to week 2 of January, before you know it, we will be in September. And the year will be over. Remember, the year only has 363 days left. We have already 2 are already gone. So we only have 362 days left. Don't look at it like, when you look at it like a year, it looks long. We are only left at 362. As of the shooting of this video, only 362 days left. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time. So these are things you need to sit down this week and do them. So financial planning. So for me, I have one policy. I usually tell people to budget. It's good to budget if you can. For me, I work backwards. When, like right now, I know the kind of things I need to do. So instead of budgeting, and I already have a rough idea of how much it's gonna cost me to do all these things that I wanna do. So what I do is just make sure that I constantly create more money. So I know the activities are, like, for example, just my travel for this year alone is almost 3 times the money that I used last year. So I know this year I just need to make 3 times more money than I made last year. So I don't like kind of have a budget per se. I prefer to just make more money because I already have a sense of how much I'm going to spend, and I know how much I made last year. So I know I just need to work smarter and make more money this year instead of like having a budget and trying to cut stuff down. But some people work better with budget. So I would advise you to create a budget. And this is specifically if, let's say you want to, let's say if you're going to study abroad, like if you're going to study in Europe, one of the requirements, like in Germany, they have what they call, like when you're applying for your visa, there has to be some money, like show money for them, the proof of funds. You don't just have some bank statement, like you have to literally have a bank account with money, and you cannot withdraw that money until you get to the university where you're going to study. So if, let's say, that is the plan you have to study, let's say in Europe, then it means you have to at least have a fund where you're putting this kind of money. If, let's say, you're planning to immigrate to Canada on permanent residence, through express entry, for example, or any of the provincial nominee programs, then you still have to show money depending on how many people are moving with you. So you want to know that figure. Just check to IRCC website. The figure is there. There's no guesswork. You just go to the website and check. They have a figure and it changes almost every year. So just go and check what's the figure for 2024. How many are we relocating? It's $15,000. Open a bank account and start keeping that money there. You guys remember the story I shared with you last year? There's a family that were invited to apply for permanent residence, but they were not able to take up because they didn't have money. And I'm like, so when you were applying, what were you expecting? Yeah, because usually all the requirements are there. They're available on the internet. So this is part of the time I said you allocate to do your research, because Eva cannot research everything. I can only guide you. Can you check here? Then you go and check. So in addition to that, you're going to have a fund for money, because there's no way, guys, unless you're lucky to get a job upfront and you're relocating for work, 99% of the cases you're going to need to have money. But even if you're going to relocate for work, let's say it's a cruise ship job. The cruise ship jobs, even though most of them are going to pay your relocation expenses, you have to pay them upfront and then they refund you once you get on the boat. So for example, you're going to need money for your medicals, you're going to need money for your visas, you're going to need money for your STCW training and all that. So if let's say it is a cruise ship job, which is your target this year, make sure you're researching, you're subscribed here to this channel, you're subscribed to TikTok, because I'm always sharing all those opportunities when that's part of your research. Make sure you know where to subscribe, you know where to hit the notification bells, so that you don't also have information overload. And that's why this exercise is very important, because if you know where you're going, you know which path to take. So no point, for example, if your focus is maybe you want to move to Australia as a nurse, you have no business being in a WhatsApp group where cruise ship jobs are being discussed, unless maybe those are your two priorities, okay? So something else in addition to budgeting, you can cut unnecessary expenditure. If you don't, so there's two only ways to make this money. So you either have this money, if you don't have it, you have to create more of it. You can create more of it by making more money or cutting down on your expenses. Personally, I usually prefer to cut down on my expenses because I already live such a minimalist lifestyle. I can't go any more minimal than this. So financial discipline is going to be very, very tops. And you can explore side hustles, guys. I've already talked about the importance of earning directly in foreign currencies rather than converting your local kwacha or cedis or franc or Kenya shilling or Uganda shilling or whatever currency, South African rand, rather than converting your local earnings. If you want to optimize your financial foundation for your move abroad or your study abroad, whatever, you have to be earning in foreign currency if you can. And I've given you guys so many opportunities. I've shared opportunities. For example, we talked about the cruise ship jobs. You're going to be paid in US dollars and it is tax-free. I've talked about finding side hustles online. If you go to Eva Mtali Finance, more than 200 videos on that channel. I just share different ways I have personally used to make foreign currency without having to go to the foreign country. So for example, you can teach your local language online. You can be a YouTuber like me. You can offer a service like I write for you guys, your CVs and stuff like that. Then this other one is very, very important, especially for those who are watching me and are looking to work either on a cruise ship or you're looking to move to Gulf countries. No, actually, this is for everybody, but specifically, I am stressing on these two groups of people. Open and maintain a bank account with decent cash flow. Guys, it doesn't matter whether your employer is paying you in cash, whether they're paying you in M-Pesa, whether they're paying you in what. Make sure you find a way for that money to first enter a bank account before you use it. Because, guys, a bank account with constant cash flow is crucial for demonstrating financial stability when you are applying for permanent residence, when you're applying for a visa. And guys, we are in 2024, we are so sick and tired of people in Gulf telling us how their mothers ate their money, their fathers ate their money, their brothers ate their money, their husbands ate their money, their grandmothers ate their money. Guys, in Luo we say, waolgiui. Waolgiui watu wa Gulf. 2024, we do not want to hear these stories of your money was eaten. So before you get onto that aeroplane, when the Gulf, please go and open a bank account. We are so tired, year in, year out. Year in, year out. You sent money to your mother for 2 years. When you came back home, there was nothing. You sent money to your sister for, 3 years. You came back home, there was nothing. We are tired. Guys, please go and open bank accounts. And then there's this other lot who do not have show money, so they go to agents to go and fake for them documents. My friend, people are being banned left, right, center. I shared with you guys the video here the other day. Actually, it was a message. I think it was a screenshot I shared with you guys. That lady who was banned from Canada for 5 years for misrepresentation. Misrepresentation is just a polite way of saying you faked documents. Guys, get your bank statements. This $6,000 people are giving agents. I told you what to do. Just open a bank account and deposit $700 today. Tomorrow deposit $500. Tomorrow $3,000. Before you know it, you will be having $6,000 in that account. That same money you're giving the agent, you walk to the embassy by yourself and apply for that visa, okay? Yeah, so under finances, that's what you need to do. And then let's talk about your skills. Make sure this year, invest in acquiring skills, and not just any skills. I'm not talking about degrees. I'm not talking about diplomas. I'm talking about skills. And not just any skills. Make sure your skills are in demand in the destination you're looking to go to. Prioritize self-improvement through continuous learning. And there are so many ways. I said, do not underestimate the power of short courses. So many short courses everywhere on the internet. Start with mooc.org, MOOC. They're called mooc.org. Those free courses online, like by Coursera. And some of you think you really underestimate those courses, but let me tell you, those courses are being offered by the most prestigious universities in the world. So please capitalize on those. There are also free online courses like in data science, in software development, in caregiving, in everything. I told you guys I'm actually doing artificial intelligence. That's what I was doing last year. And I'm going to advance a little bit more of it this year. And then hopefully I might move to data science. I'm yet to decide, but the last year, my focus was in AI. And guys, I can tell you it has transformed my life tremendously. I would encourage you guys, the advantage of having these short courses, it could make the difference between you getting a job if, let's say, you didn't have experience, but you have this short course. It would make a big, big, big difference. This one also, please guys, listen to me. We are so tired. In 2022, we are not moving ahead with people who don't have Form 4 certificates, high school diplomas. Please note that a high school diploma is often the minimum requirement for most actually all immigration programs, even green card for US. The requirement, you must have a Form 4 certificate or a secondary certificate. Same thing with cruise ship jobs. Even if you're going to sweep the deck of a ship, even if you're going to clean the pool of a ship, you will not be hired without a high school certificate. So guys, if you're here watching me and you don't have a high school certificate, can you go enroll in Gumbaru in your country? I don't know what Gumbaru is called in English. Go and enroll. Stop coming and tell me, Eva, we don't have skills. What do we do? Get the freaking skills. It's that simple. It's been 3 years we are talking here. Some of you would be having degrees by now. You have been coming to the comment section since 2018. Eva, I don't have a degree. Eva, I don't have skills. Eva, I don't have this. Get for us jobs without skills. Go and get the skills, my friend. Go and register for high school. Do the exam. And nobody is asking you to get an A. All they're asking you for is a certificate. Okay? Go and get yourself a certificate for high school. There's nothing you're going to do in anybody's country without even to go as a farmer in Canada. You will go, yes, but the day you're looking for what is it called? For permanent residence, they will ask you for that certificate. Okay? Another one that I see in all the videos I make, Eva, is IELTS required. Do they require IELTS? Guys, please work on your English skills. And this is not just English, so this may be like a separate action point on its own, but language proficiency in whatever destination country you're looking to go to. You guys, the ones who watched the video, the interview I did with that lady who was interviewing for a cabin crew position, remember that lady? Go and check that video under podcasts. Nancy told us how almost 500 people, when they were doing the shortlisting, 500 people were thrown out because they couldn't speak English. And you live in Kenya. How now? You live in Kenya and you cannot speak English and you want to go abroad to do what? Guys, you have no option. If you're going to go to people's country, you must speak their language. And not just speak it well enough to be certified. So forget about this nonsense of, oh, do they accept IELTS? Oh, Eva, is there IELTS required? Blah, blah, blah. Go and do the exam. Go do the French exam, CELPIP, or IELTS for English, or Duolingo. Depend. You guys even saw the Vamia opportunity for Finland. You're going to Finland, which the language is Finnish and Swedish, but how they threw off 90% of the applicants, they said they want an English test exam. So just by insisting on an English test exam, 90% of you technical knockout, you couldn't apply. But it helped the institution, they were able to narrow down the number of applicants. It's a Swedish speaking country, Finnish speaking, but the requirement was IELTS. If you don't have it, you can't even apply. It is that simple, guys. There's no shortcut. It doesn't matter if you speak beautiful English like Eva's. They need a document for it. So action point. If you do not have high school certificate, tomorrow, first thing in the morning, go and enroll for Gumbaru. I don't know what you call Gumbaru in your country. Go and enroll for Gumbaru. So that come November this year, you will have a Form 4 certificate. Okay? The rest of you, if you already have your Form 4, I would encourage you to, as soon as you get off this live, go and enroll in at least one online course or workshop that is relevant to the career goals or job market you are looking at. There are so many online. Just do a Google search. So many. Go to LinkedIn, there are courses. Go to Google, there are courses. Go to Coursera, there are courses. Go to Allison, there are, courses are everywhere, and most of them are free. Go and do something, okay? Action point number 2. If you're looking to move to Germany, do yourself a favor. Go to Goethe Institute and enroll in German class. If you're looking to go to Canada and you have the time, guys, I would encourage you highly, highly, highly enroll in a French class. If you cannot enroll in a French class, get on YouTube. There are free learning apps. If you're struggling with your French, go and buy a radio today. Tune into BBC Radio. Because, guys, by the way, in the English exam, the IELTS exam, you do it at British Council in your country. And there's a section where you speak to a someone with a British accent. So if you're struggling with my fake Kenyan English, how are you going to understand a British accent? Like those British people, the way they speak and ask for like water. Go and enroll for BBC. No, sorry, go and get a radio and listen to BBC Africa. No, BBC Africa is very rotten English. People speak very broken English. Just go to BBC or go to CNN. Those CNN, you'll get the American English. But if you want like the British English, go and listen to BBC News, okay? You will improve your English tremendously. Something I keep talking about every day, because in the English exam, there's a written section. Start by practicing writing proper grammar in the comment section of my YouTube videos. One thing I credit myself for, I always maintain grammar even when I'm responding to your comments, I'll put a full stop where there's one. I'll start every sentence with a capital letter. Guys, those small things, if you're so used to breaking the English language using bad grammar in your comments, in your daily conversations, you're going to carry those things in the exam, and that's how you're going to fail. When a band of 8 is required, you're going to get a band of 3. And it's expensive. That exam is not cheap. So start practicing with small things like these ones. In the comment section, write proper English. Spell my name with a capital E. You know those small things? They look at them in the exam. You can commit to like spend 15 minutes daily on Duolingo to improve your French language or improve your English language skills, or do mock IELTS exams online, whatever it is. So those are the action points. Health, number 6. Guys, I have talked about this severally, and I'm going to continue talking about it in my videos. Prioritize your physical well-being, your spiritual well-being, and most importantly, your mental well-being. And the only way you can do this is through self-care practices. Guys, I cannot stress enough the importance of being in good health. Even just for you, it feels good, guys, when you have worked out, you have had good sleep, you've eaten a healthy, nutritious meal, and your body just feels light, and your skin glows, and your radiant smile and everything. You just feel good. But on top of that, and I said this in my video yesterday, there are certain job opportunities, and all immigration programs, all except when you're immigrating to Africa, you must be in good health. There's no shortcut. If you're going to work on a cruise ship, I've told you I have people in my inbox. Eva, I got the job. I have done my STCW training. I have done I got my C1 visa, but I failed the medicals. What do I do? There's nothing I can do about it. That's why I'm warning you guys in advance. Take care of your health. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are. The day you're looking to move to these Muzungu countries, if you're sick, they will not allow you. That I can tell you for free. Unless you're just going to travel and come back. But if you're planning to stay permanently, if you're sick, they don't want sick people. I told you guys, these people are not allowing you into their countries because they love you. No, they are looking for laborers. And they don't want sick people who are going to infect their people and also get sick and depend on their medical system. They want you to create money. To work hard, make money, get taxed so heavily so that you can take care of their retired, aging population. It is that simple, guys. So they have to make sure you're in good health so that you can work long enough, and they have a proper labor force to take care of these old people, but also to generate taxes to take care of them. So don't ever lose sight of that fact. It's not that they love you so much, that's why they want you in their countries. No. They are looking for a labor force. They are looking for people who are going to be taxed. That's why they love young people with brains. Okay? So you can go and work your ass off for the next of your entire productive life. Pay bills and take care of the system. And they use you so badly, they use you so much, I'm telling you, by the time you're done, you can't even think. And that's why you find people are so old, they're in their 60s, they are stuck in those cold countries, they cannot come back home because they don't even set any foundations. So people get stuck there, and you don't want that for yourself, okay, guys? So please make sure you take care of your health, exercise frequently, meditate, conserve your energies. We talked about this in the video I shared in the morning, things that you must guard jealously, be selfish about. One thing I talked about was your energies. That's how it affects your mental health. If anybody, anything, any space is draining your energy, cut it off. Okay? So action point, create a daily self-care routine. Like personally, I'll tell you what I have in my self-care routine. I have exercise every single day. 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, come rain, come sunshine. That's my routine. I do daily journaling, and mostly is gratitude journaling. I've shared with you guys this book, like I think the 50th time. I have a section that is just for gratitude. You've seen it here, gratitude journaling. That's basically, excuse me, what I do, because I realize the good things are not being spoken of loudly enough, so you have to be intentional about it. Otherwise, you're going to live a very, very gloomy life. I also have, I do intermittent fasting. Mine is 16-8, 16 hours, no food. Then I only have an 8-hour window where I eat. So that's like my routine to make sure that I am in good health, okay? And then I also do what I call a digital detox. So essentially what a digital detox and digital declutter. So my digital detox system, how it works, my phone is constantly on silent. You will never find my phone with volume on. And how does that help me? I'm only looking at my phone when I want to. So I avoid distractions. And the other reason I do that is because 80% of my time I work from home. So I don't want unnecessary distractions. Something else I do an energy audit. I talk to you guys. So I have a major on energy audit. I do it once a month. But I also have like a weekly energy audit where I just do a reflection of my life, the people I've interacted with, the people in the WhatsApp groups I find myself in, the Facebook groups I find myself in, the, what do we call them? The people in my phone book, and ask myself, does this person drain my energy or they make me feel more energized? Does this space drain my energy or make me feel more energized? And that's how I either reduce it or I cut it off. So that is something you can consider. And then something else I would encourage you guys to do is schedule a health checkup to ensure you meet, medical requirements or potential opportunities. So guys, generally, I'm not a medical expert and I don't want to open a Pandora box, but generally the kind of tests you're going to go through. So one, you're going to do blood work, like the entire, all those blood tests, HIV, blah, 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 everything. You're going to do that. They check your lungs. They check your kidneys. They check your skin. They check your alcohol levels. They check your urine. They check like your teeth. They check everything, guys. So I encourage people to go and do your own full medical checkup before, because there are some infections which if you have, there's no way you're passing that test. So you may as well cut yourself some slack instead of going through with it, and then you go and find yourself in the situation. But I've also talked about some habits that we can just live or avoid so that we don't find ourselves in this situation. So for example, I talked about drinking. If you can get out alcohol from your life, the better. But if you can't, avoid this level of drinking that I see in Kenya. Like, people drink in this country. And we already talked about this level of intoxication whereby you can't even function straight. And that's how you find yourself doing some things that if you were sober, you wouldn't have done. And then you find yourself in some situation. I don't even want to go any further on that, but just take care of your health. I talked about number 7, network and relationships. So make sure that you take care of this is also part of the energy audit. Who's around you, who's in your circle. It's about quality, not quantity. Your social capital, have a plan of how you intend to nourish your social capital this year. Remember, we said the power of social capital, and what exactly is social capital is not just who do you know, it's who knows you and how do they know you. So have a plan of how you intend to build that. Remember, it has to be reciprocal to the extent that, so how I do my social capital work is, it's reciprocal, give and take. I try to make sure that the net balance of my give and take is not more than 10%. So for example, if I'm giving 100, I expect at least 90 because I'm only working with a 10% margin. So I'm not gonna give 100 and get 5 in return. I don't believe in tender wema and zako. I don't do that shit. But if that's your thing, please go for it. But I don't do it because my energies are very important to me. Next one, very, very important, your mindset. Yeah. I would encourage you guys to take up a risk-taking mindset. And when I talk about risk, I'm talking about calculated risk. So don't go for a risk like, hey, I found an agent online. They said they were Eva. They asked for $5,000. Here is $5,000. So how I would take up such a risk? Okay, you say you're Eva. You're charging $5,000 to take me to Canada. Let's do a video call and let's confirm if you're Eva, because I know how Eva looks like. I know her voice. So that's, if I had to take a risk, that's the kind of risk I would take. Instead of just taking $5,000, giving it to a stranger on the internet who claimed they were Eva, I would be more smart in taking my risks and tell them, please come on video. Let me confirm if you're Eva. Okay? Cultivate a mindset that welcomes challenges and allows you to step outside of your comfort zone. So guys, I've already talked about, as much as we are so focused on moving to Canada and UK and US and Australia and Europe. Let us also think inwards. There are so many opportunities in the continent, guys. I can't even begin to tell you. So many opportunities in Africa. You guys had no idea. So many opportunities, and I talked about them yesterday. So many opportunities. I personally work in Mogadishu in Somalia. So guys, there are a lot of opportunities in the continent. Take advantage, look around. Even as you're waiting to go to Canada or wherever, look around the continent. So many expatriate jobs, and they're gonna pay you in foreign currency, which is what you're chasing in Canada. And once you get that foreign currency, you're spending it in Kenya, you're spending it in Uganda, you're spending it in Ethiopia. It's going a long way for you. And you get a chance to even save. You get a chance to travel the world and confirm, like, do I really even want to move to this country? Do I really want to be in minus 40 degrees of snow? So that's what these expatriate jobs do for you. So action point, identify one risk you can take in February. This could be applying for a challenging job or exploring a new avenue for personal or professional growth, and then create a step-by-step plan of how you're going to achieve or take that risk. Okay? And then you can also reach out to a mentor for advice on the risk that you have identified. Number 10, very important. Cultural intelligence. I've talked about this so many times here on the channel. Make sure whatever destination you're looking to move to or travel to, make sure you understand the different cultures of those locations. So for example, one thing I talk about here on the channel over and over again is the issue of dependency. This dependency syndrome is an African pandemic. That's why you find, I gave you the example, you find a 45-year-old woman goes to the American embassy to apply for a visa to study for their master's program in the US. And when they're asked, how are you paying for your studies? Oh, my mother is paying for me. You're 45, but your mother, you're still depending on your mother to pay for your master's in America. Darling, no one ain't gonna give you a visa. You're not gonna get a visa. Because I gave you the example. A 16-year-old in the US is considered an adult. They can drive, they can get a driver license. When they get to 18, they can literally go to the front line and defend America in Afghanistan at 18. And then you here, you're still sitting down at 21, you're depending on your parents to pay your, you know, the American cannot understand at all. They cannot even wrap their head around it. They cannot. So make sure you understand the culture of the destination you are interested in. They cannot understand how at 30 you're still living in your mother's house. When that consular who's interviewing you, their 16-year-old son, their 18-year-old son has moved out of the house and they're paying their own college fees. They do not understand. Guys, they don't. Don't think they're being mean when they deny you those visas. They cannot wrap their heads around it. They cannot. Their 18-year-old is living by themselves, paying through university. You're there at the embassy. How are you going? You claim to be working. Who is paying your ticket? My husband. They cannot understand. So guys, invest in your cultural intelligence. Learn about the customs. Learn about the etiquette. And I even told you something else. In Africa, when you look at somebody right in the eye, it is considered being arrogant, having an ego. But when you go to these Western countries and you start fidgeting and looking left, right, center, you look like you're hiding something. So when you go to the embassy and they say good morning and you're saying good morning looking down, already you're considered somebody who is just about to start lying. It is considered lack of confidence. So make sure you learn the culture of the countries you're looking to move to. Usiende tu unaishi tu bolingo, I don't know. Update your cultural intelligence. I've talked about something which is very, very rampant in our countries, and we think it is normal. Something as simple as dishonesty, lying. You know here, you can cheat somebody. Unaweza panga mtu umpange mpaka pangike. In these Western cultures, guys, they are taught to speak the truth. So whatever you say, they take it as face value. So lying is not, okay, I'm not saying there are no liars, but it's not inherent in their culture like it is here, where a president can literally come on national TV and lie to your face. A politician will come and lie to you and you will believe them, and there's nothing you or anybody can do. So those basic things, easy to people do here, like, I don't know, beating your wife, beating your husband, drunk and driving. Those are things that need to end at JKI. So those small things, learn about, and that's why I say, guys, if you ever find a chance to travel outside of your country, please take it up. Even before you fully relocate, I cannot tell you how much just having visited the more than 100 countries I have been to, it has changed my outlook on life completely, guys. Like, I can't. Every time I travel, it just changes my outlook completely. I come back a different person. So action point, research the cultural nuances of your desired destination, focusing on customs, etiquette, language, okay? Make sure you understand those nuances so that you don't go behaving like a fool, embarrassing the whole continent. Unfortunately for us, every time you make a mistake, it's the whole continent you're representing. You're not just representing you. It's the whole continent that is at stake, okay? You can also engage in a cultural exchange activity. So you can attend a virtual event. Somebody sending me condolences. You, my dear Aki. My mom died a year ago, but thank you so much. Conferences. Guys, attending conferences is another avenue that allows you to learn the cultural nuances of a destination country, because you're going to meet the people in their element. Usually when there's a conference like in Kenya, majority of the attendants are Kenyans. If there's a conference in Canada, majority of the attendees are Canadians. If there's a conference in Germany, majority of the attendees are Germans. So that's basically how it works. So you can put another action point, identify international conferences or conferences in your destination or just anywhere. And if you can find sponsored ones, the better. We share them here on the channel. Next to last, flexibility. I cannot stress this enough. Flexibility. Acknowledge the inevitability of unexpected challenges. in your plans. Maintain flexibility, not just in your plans only, but also by adapting to changing circumstances in your desired location. So you might, like I said, you might want to, like your final destination might be Canada, but as you wait to get to Canada, you can consider a cruise ship job. You can consider expatriate job in Sudan. You can consider a conference in Germany. You can consider vacation in Europe. Like, the options are endless, guys. Be willing to adapt your plans based on your changing circumstances. This might include alternative destinations, as I've mentioned. Don't get stuck to Canada peke yake. Adjusting your timelines, and just generally exploring any new opportunities that arise, okay? And I've said, don't just focus on the Western world, consider Africa, Asia, and just everywhere. So if one avenue is not working, then consider another. So let's say, for example, if you've been trying to pursue permanent residence through the nursing option in Canada and it's not working, you can try the US, for example, or you can try Australia, or you can try Finland, but you're going to have to learn the language, okay? So the action point here is to evaluate and adjust your initial relocation plans based on new information or opportunities that arise. So for example, updated visa processing times, changing visa laws. So for example, right now in the UK, previously, if one member of the family got a visa, like a study visa or a work visa, they could invite the rest of the family who would come as dependents. But beginning yesterday, that is past tense. So if I was looking to relocate to the UK as a nurse, and I have kids, I have a husband, I have a wife, I would change my mind immediately and look to the US, for example, that is more favorable for families. Go and do my NCLEX exam and apply for a nursing job in the US, or I would look to Australia, though Australia also, I hear they are cutting off dependent visas. So, or maybe I would consider a green card, for example. So guys, don't just be hung up on one pathway. Or I would consider the European series. So most of the European series, you're going to have to learn the language. There's no shortcut, especially if you're going to be working like in those healthcare facilities, because most of the sick people are the natives of that country. So you have to speak their language, okay? It's not like you're going to be working like in software where you're just dealing with a computer. If you're going to be dealing with human beings, you have to speak the language. Second last, document your life. This one, I have talked about it year in, year out. Year in, year out. If it is not on paper, my people, it did not happen. Including your birth. I was reading a comment here yesterday. Somebody was telling me in the comments, was it yesterday or the day before, that their friend who is 30 years old just discovered that, no, what was it? They didn't have a birth certificate. And they're like 30. And I'm like, how are you even walking around without a birth certificate? It's 2024, guys. How are you not having, I know like in Kenya, a birth certificate used to be free, but now it's, I think, 50 shillings. 50 shillings, guys, is less than 10 cents of a dollar. And you don't have a birth certificate. These are basic things they teach in school. Like, you guys, what are you doing when the teachers are teaching? There used to be a course, when I was in school, it used to be called GHCRE, Geography, History, Civics, and Christian Religious Education. In civics, they used to teach us about these things. So I'm like, how did this, do you guys, the most interesting part is, it is easier to find my children's age mates not having birth certificates than my age mates. There are more of people of my age and my parents' age who have birth certificates than my children's age. So I'm like, where did things go wrong? Like they literally teach these things in school. So is it that these people stopped listening in class, or they were absent-minded, or they had been chased home for school fees that they didn't realize you need a birth certificate? Like in Kenya, for example, the only reason a lot of people have birth certificates is because the government changed the curriculum to CBC, which requires you to have some number. I don't know what some random number you must have, and for you to have it, you must have birth certificate. That's when people started looking for birth certificates. And I'm like, goodness, how do you even live your life knowing you don't have a birth certificate, guys? If dead people have certificate, even my dead mother, she has a certificate to show that she's dead. And yet, I can see her grave, it's even cemented. But I have a certificate to show that she's dead, even though I can see her grave. You are confidently walking on the face of the earth without a birth certificate. Na hata ikusumbui, uko tu sawa. I think I'm too paranoid to do some things. For me, even my birth certificate is on my phone. Like I want to be seeing it there to confirm that I've been born. I'm too paranoid. Like is it OCD or anxiety? Cannot even allow me to walk on the surface of the earth. For me, I even come to your event, sijui come and give a talk, you must give me a certificate to show that I was there. Like I'm an accountant. If it's not on paper, it did not happen. Guys, go and get documented. If somebody is claiming you as a wife or a husband, go and get a certificate. And guys, I am so happy with the new changes in Kenya. The whole of last year and the year before, I was literally begging you guys, every time before the green card season opened, I was begging you guys, go, if someone is claiming you as a husband, wife, tell them to give you a paper. You people come mnacheka tu. Right now, you guys, do you know it is costing $350 to get married? The cheapest way to get married in Kenya right now is to pay $350 to the Attorney General. And it used to be $30, guys. 30. Now, to get married, the cheapest wedding in Kenya is $350. You go to the Attorney General for, I don't know, a 7-minute function, you pay 50,000 Kenya shillings. And I used to beg people here, go and get those certificates. Now see your lives. Before you even become somebody's wife or husband, you are already losing 50,000, which is money to buy is enough money to buy an air ticket. I told you guys, you refuse to listen. If somebody died, get a death certificate. If I talked about Kenya certificate, KCSE, and then Gumbaru watu, stop coming and tell me you don't have skills. Go to Gumbaru. If you're dating anybody online, especially my online people, those people who are doing online dating or interracial dating, do not, I repeat, focus as much as you're having phone conversations, have WhatsApp chats. Make it a routine every morning. Send your sweetheart, good morning, love. How did you wake up today? How is Germany? How is Europe? How is, I don't know, Guatemala? How is Guyana? Normalize texting those people. Because let me tell you, the day you want to go and get married to that person for citizenship or to marry them, you're going to be asked for evidence. Where is the evidence your relationship started 16 years ago? This Gukana you want to marry, the German government wants evidence that it is a love marriage. They want documented evidence. Utatoa wapi? Take pictures, send to him, tell him take pictures, send to you. When he comes to visit you in your country or she comes to visit you, take those selfies together. Make sure your phone has the right date so it will record the timestamp of when that what is it called? That selfie was taken. If they are sending you, I don't know, wave, money on wave, or you are sending money on wave, have evidence. You're gonna need it the day you want to get married. It's not like here in Kenya, when you want to marry somebody, they will go to a church, Eva is marrying Mutali. Anybody who is espousing that wedding, okay, first reading. Then they come back next Sabbath. Eva wants to get married to Mutali. Anybody opposing that wedding, lift your hand. You lift your hand up. They come back the third weekend. Eva wants to marry Matali. Anybody opposing that wedding, please lift your hand up. Or forever, I don't know, keep your peace. And then I get married. Ha! My people, that's not how things happen in the Western world. They will ask you for 1 million documents by the time they're allowing you to get married. Kuzungushwa. And before you get married, before you marry that person, they will give you a visitor visa for, I don't know, 2 months. So if you don't have your documents ready, believe you me, your visa will expire before you have that wedding. Okay? Kwa Kijelo we say awacho ayueyo. You guys, by the end of this year, you'll have learned so many Luo words. Awacho ayueyo. Nimesema. Okay, who can translate that one? Awacho ayueyo. So, make sure you have all the crucial paperwork. Action point number 1, create a digital folder for all your I forgot this one. Passport. That's another one. For the last 4 years, I have been saying on this channel, if you're following Ivam Tali, if you're watching my videos and you don't have a passport, log off those bundles you're using to watch me. Go and use them to buy. The money you're spending on bundles, go and use it to get a passport. You people are laughing here. Oh, even the passport is expensive. Oh, right now, let me check how much is the prices were increased beginning yesterday. How much is a passport in Kenya? Let me check. They increased the price at yesterday in Kenya, 2020. And when I was begging, you guys were saying it is expensive. Stories. They increased it to how much? Who can remember how much is that? In Kenya, the smallest passport is 32 pages. Is it 32 or 34? And they increased the price to, I don't know, was it 7,000? Beginning yesterday, guys, go and get yourself some of that passport, because you don't know, it could go 10 times next year. If you do not have a passport, please go and get one. Please. It is a first step towards manifestation. Go and even sacrifice. If you're eating 3 meals a day, sacrifice and eat 2. If you're eating 2 meals a day, sacrifice and eat 1. Okay, then create a digital folder. So action point number 1, create a digital folder for all your essential documents. Passports, photos, educational certificates, birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates, all those certificates, all those things you claim, WhatsApp messages, Wave, I don't know if you're getting money on Western Union, on Wave, take screenshots, save them on Google Drive. Everything you're doing, those who have interracial relationships, online, I don't know, dating, keep those because you're gonna need them. Last but not least, I've touched on this a little bit, I'm gonna touch on it, declutter. Across all realms. This one actually, in our life coaching WhatsApp group, this was the activity we're given today, to declutter across all the realms. Physical, spiritual. Yes, spiritual. Some of you, the whole of last year, mlikuwa mnaishi kwa waganga. 2024 is the year you break those chains and focus on God. Achaneni na waganga, you people. You know, I was watching a TikTok video yesterday and I was shocked. This lady was telling us stories. You people even know her. She's on TikTok. She's called Nyako. She was telling us how, I don't know how true this is. She was telling us how in her generation, almost everyone who got married to a mzungu alienda kwa mganga. Like literally girls would go to wagangas and then they go to Mombasa to trap, to get mzungu boyfriends. And she's been telling us all these stories, how she went. My goodness, you guys go and listen to her. She's called Nyako on TikTok. I was shocked. Like people actually go to wagangas to get, and this people when you wameja kwa online dating, which reminds something I need to talk about this online dating, guys. This is fact. I will tell you, generally people love to be with people who look like them. Generally, I'm not saying everybody, but generally. So these online dating sites, most of the people you will find there who are looking, let's say mzungu looking for a white person, for a black person, usually is mzungus who are bottom of the barrel huko kwao, like they have some kasoro. Either they are not, and I'm using this word very loosely, they are not very attractive for their mzungu standards. Maybe they are overweight, or they are sickly, or they are uneducated, or they are jobless, or they are homeless, or they just have weird family background. Those are the majority you'll find on the dating apps. That's why they are even unable to find people that look, no, even their own people don't even want them. A good majority of people you'll find on those online dating sites looking for international partners, like the mzungus looking for us black people. Most of them, the rejects za kwao. I'm not saying all, most. And I'm not saying you can't find a decent human being there. But, and this is why this step is very important, if you can, before you make commitment to these people, try you go and visit them. Because if you don't visit this person, you'll never know if they're homeless. You'll never know if they're jobless. You'll never know if they're a weirdo. You guys go and watch those TikTok and see those women who are married to these mzungus or who have divorced them, these African women. My goodness, it is drama after drama. And the things they tell us, I'm like, my goodness, kwani ni a must? So you rudi up to, you come back to African brothers. Is it that serious? Are you that desperate? Surely. So guys, that is one thing you want to do. If you can afford it, no, you should be able to afford at least a visit before you make a commitment to go and see that. See, even that's why I talked about having a cash flow. A bank statement with cash flow, so you can actually apply for a visa uende kwao na wewe ujione. So you're just sitting here like pumpkin malenge waiting for a mzungu to come and save your life. That's how you end up with weirdos. In fact, like this girl, she's called, this one I've told you about on TikTok. I remember I used to watch her and she was on Facebook, and she would tell us about this man she was dating, the father of her firstborn child. Used to beat her. That guy used to take drugs and he would beat her. And she'd come and tell us online, that time her mouth is swollen, but she can't leave him because she needs papers, otherwise she'll get deported. Women, you don't want to be in such a situation, and men as well. So I don't even know how I landed, but I was talking about decluttering. I don't remember how I landed there, but I was talking about decluttering everything in your life, your physical life. Do you have people who are draining your energy? Are you in spaces that are draining? And this includes jobs. If you are in a job where you're earning money to go and cure depression, you have no business being in that job. Or to go and cure by ulcers because the job created it, you have no business being there. Trust me. You're going to make money and you're going to spend it to take care of your health. It's not worth it. Virtual social media, declutter your virtual social media spaces. I've talked about this. Go through your phone book. Those people in your phone book, do they energize you after speaking to them, after getting messages from them, or do they de-energize you? Do they drain you? Social media, those content creators you are following online, how do they make you feel? Do they make you inspired to want to achieve, or do they make you feel bad about your situation? Go and vet them. Those Telegram channels you guys are on, those WhatsApp groups you guys are on, the whole year you're in one funeral group after another, one funeral group after another, one funeral group after another. You're not even in any group where you smile. Anytime unaingia WhatsApp unatoka ukilia. Every one of your WhatsApp group is onions being cut there. You need to leave those spaces. You cannot live your life like that. Some of you are constantly watching news, getting depressed every time, and you continue to watch it. Guys, action point. No, before you even talk about, and then mental, talk about mental, go and declutter your mental things, like your head. If you're having some brain fog, exercise helps to clear the brain fog. And what you eat also. Streamline your physical space. I've talked, just declutter. If you have like 50 chairs that you don't need, go and donate some of it to charity. If you have a full wardrobe you don't need, go and send some to a children's home or donate it to your house manager or your neighbor or somebody you could make do of it. Release any mental baggage. All these put some of you are carrying in your heads. You have actually allowed some people to live rent-free in your head. Remove all that. You don't need it in 2024. Address any emotional burdens that you have. If there are people you need to release them. Practice the art of allowing. Just let people be. Stop getting too bothered by what people do with their lives, okay? It will just gonna stress you for nothing. Create an environment that is conducive to focus, to grow, and for your emotional well-being. So action point, spend 30 minutes every 2 days to declutter your physical space. Starting with one area will help you feel like you're progressing. So you can start with the left wardrobe, then move to the right wardrobe, then move to the kitchen, then to the living room, then to the bedroom 1, bedroom 2, hivo. And then action point 2, conduct a digital declutter. Unfollow people that you need to unfollow. There are people you need to block and delete. It doesn't matter that it is your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your spouse, your child. If they are draining you, block, delete. You need to unsubscribe from some online platforms, some YouTubers, some TikTokers, some Facebook friends and groups that no longer serve your growth and aspiration. Some of you need to unsubscribe from some newsletters. You need to unfollow accounts on social media not aligned with your goals. So guys, the choices we make today can shape the entire year and beyond, can make or break. And that's why I decided to talk about this video on these things that we need to prioritize. And I hope this was helpful. So guys, all these things I shared with you guys are things I've literally been doing the past 2 weeks. I have been on holiday, on leave from my regular 9-to-5 job. So I'm not just speaking from a point of fanyeni. No, I have literally gone through this entire exercise, my friend, all of it. And I can't wait for December for us to come back here and just reflect on how the things have been. So I'm going to quickly read your comments. Just let me know, guys, in the comment section below if this has been helpful. Which one are you excited to try? And I don't know. So there's somebody who is telling me, I blocked you by, that's why you don't talk to me. Ish. It's just January 2. Hey, nameanza na violence. You blocked me, but you're on my space. I don't want violence January 2. I worry, yes, you're the first to go. Yes, we will ignore that first comment and you're the first one to comment because that guy, I don't know if it's a guy or a lady, is Delulu. Clearly Delulu. Samanza. Hello, Eva. I am your biggest fan from Kenya living in Dubai. Actually, I connect your channel to my YouTube so that your voice can be loud. I literally love your videos. Oh my goodness, Samanza. Thank you so much. In fact, one day I should do a meet and greet in Dubai this year. What do you guys think? James Gishuhe is saying Happy New Year from Naivasha. Hi James, how are you? Coley Christine, Happy New Year and all the best for the new year. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, Christine. Sean, Happy New Year, congratulations. Oh, I don't know congratulations for what, but I will take that and say thank you. We have Sean is saying thank you, Eva, for being faithful. Thanks for not being a scammer. Hey, Sean, me, I don't know. Me, I love my sleep. I don't want to be looking behind my back when I'm on the streets. Somebody wants to hit me that I ate their money. I believe in an honest, making an honest living. Sean is saying honest and beautiful heart. Thank you. Yes, you need to create time, Sean. There's no shortcut. Time is my issue because of workload. Sean, you have to create time. You cannot give your entire 24 hours to your employer. Guys, talking about this thing. Here's the thing. You know, some of us have, I don't know where this idea came from. Somebody, you think you are irreplaceable. Let me tell you, nobody is irreplaceable. Even you who is working overtime, not having time for yourself, you are not irreplaceable. Everybody is replaceable. So think about that every time you're giving all your time to your employer. Sean is saying give links for real Canadian jobs. So those have been giving her for which country? The fake Canadian. Must it be current account or savings or domiciliary account? So this bank account can be anything as long as it clearly shows money going in and coming out. Because you just don't want an account which is just saving. You want to show like money is going in, coming out, going in, coming out, like some proper cash flow account that is operational. So guys, this is another issue I keep talking about. When you don't have an account and you're like 35, that's another thing the Muzungu cannot understand. Because their 16-year-old has a credit card in their name. So they don't understand how you, a whole woman, a whole man, you don't have a bank account. They don't understand. So those are some of the cultural nuances I was talking about. Get yourself a bank account, guys. Mohammed is saying, thank you for your videos. You're welcome. Sean, adult education. Oh, you must be saying, what is Gumbaru? Yes. Mohammed is saying, thank you for your videos. You're welcome. Kiyun Emily is saying, hi, I'm Jamil from Uganda. I need to talk to you. Give the details. Millie, talk to me here now. It's free to talk to me here now. If you want to come to my inbox, you have to pay. My email address is ivamtali@gmail.com. If you need a CV, it is ivamtali@gmail.com. So those are the two email addresses. Mohammed, I need to discuss with you some points of my immigration to Canada. Guys, ask your questions here in the comment section. If you ask your question here, I answer it free of charge. Everybody benefits. If you want to come to my inbox, you have to pay. I'm sorry. Or you pray that your question has been asked by like 5 people. If 5 people ask the same question, I come and do a video about it. So you pray one of those. If you have money, you're going to have to pay. If you don't have money, pray that other people have asked me the same question, so I'll come and answer it through a video. Njoro is saying, good job, brilliant. Your level of thinking things out is mouth-watering. Long live your podcast. Wow. Njoro, thank you. That is very kind of you to say. Christiana, hello, my beautiful princess with a beautiful heart. God bless you always. Oh my goodness. You guys, I have started this new year on a high. That's why I love coming here to the lives, because the energies I get here are just out of this world. I love it here. Christiana, I wanted to express my condolences on behalf of Mom, but the network didn't allow me. Please accept my condolences. Thank you. Love you loads. More blessings to you and every one of us on this platform. Amen. Eric is saying, thanks for the info. Can one show physical cash on both ports when traveling, or it should always be bank statement? So Eric, here's the thing. You see this bank statement, you will need it before you even get on a plane, because that's what they used to give you a visa. And the maximum amount of cash you're allowed to carry from one country to another is equivalent of $10,000. If you carry beyond that, you're going to have to declare, and it's a whole issue. Okay? Mercy. GXCRE, that's some time ago. I dealt with my birth certificate in 2019 and I can't be happy. Yes, Mercy, sisi ni watu wazee. I did my KCSE in 1991. So GXCRE, you can imagine. Nimefanya KCP in 1980. No. What I know, in 1986, I was in class 3, I think. Yeah, that's how old I am. Brazan is saying hello. Hi. Wafula, wow, good. Kambale, watching you from the DRC. Hi, Kambale. How is DRC Congo? Are things better now? Last year, I was supposed to come to, was it Nyiragongo? To climb the volcano, but I couldn't come because of security issues. Congo. Francis learned a lot today. Yes, Francis, please guys, don't just, that's why I asked for a paper and pen. Go and sit down and implement these things. I can guarantee you, you will be unrecognizable by December. You'll be here just singing praises to Eva, raining me with cash. Samanza, Happy New Year from Summer here, Dubai. We are tuned in. Happy New Year, Samanza. Happy New Year. Okay. By the grace of God, what were you saying? My boss wants to sponsor my Canada conference trip. Is it? Yes. Samanza are very, very acceptable. In fact, you should take them up on their offer. Please don't even refuse. In fact, when you get a sponsored one, it will be very, very easy to get that visa, and they'll give you like a 10-year multiple entry. Please just make sure that in your letter, you explain why your employer is sponsoring you and that you're going to come back. And please be faithful and come back. Guys, when your employer sponsors you, please just be faithful and come back. And you never know, they may sponsor you for the next one in the US and the next one in Australia, and you just be building your travel history. Guys, conferences are some of the easiest ways to build your travel history, because conferences, most of them you'll have to pay. If you don't pay, you're sponsored. They're going to give you a letter to take to the embassy, and they are organized. So you have like a plan. And most conferences usually have a post-conference like trip where delegates can go and explore the city. So it's a nice way to visit a city or a country for the first time. So please, by all means, Samantha, please take up your employer and do not disappoint them. If they give you that visa and then you refuse to come back, the next person will not be allowed to go for that conference, because the employer will be like, okay, I sponsored Samantha, she never came back. And something else, guys, that happened last year, and it's still happening now. You see, usually conferences happen at around the same time. And when people are applying for visas to attend conferences, the applications also arrive at the same time. So the embassy is alert. Oh, they suddenly start seeing, oh, there's this international conference in Canada. Everyone is applying, everyone is applying. So last year, a lot of people applied for conferences. When they reached, as soon as they were allowed entry, they never went for the conference. So let's say the conference is a 5-day conference. Eva arrives today, maybe like there are 100 delegates international. So let's say the first 50 have arrived like today. And then, okay, let's say we arrived yesterday and today is day 2 of the conference, but there's 0 attendees. So the conference people went to complain, like, these guys said they were coming for the conference, but there's no one to attend. So what did Canada do? Everybody was coming. You know, there are other people who got their visas late, so they were coming like on day 3, day 4. Anybody who was coming for that same conference, day 3, day 4, all their visas were being cancelled. Cancelled because of this first group that said they were coming for the conference and then they didn't attend. So guys, you might be lucky to go in and disappear, but don't ruin it for the people coming after you. I've said this severally. I talked about it last year. Remember what happened for people, seafarers from Zimbabwe? Seafarers from Zimbabwe are not allowed. So for you to join a ship in the US, you need a C1D visa. So we have Zimbabwe people who got ship jobs. They actually work on the ship, so they join their ship from US. So their visa, they have a C1D visa, 5 years multiple entry that actually allows to stay in the US for not more than 17 days. But because the people who joined the ship in 2021, 2022, abused the Zimbabweans. They would get the visa, oh, we're going to work on a ship. They land in Miami, disappear. Or when the ship docks in Miami, gone. Or in San Francisco, gone. So the company started complaining to the embassy. So what did the embassy do? So if you are a Zimbabwean and you get work on a cruise ship, yes, you're going to have a US visa. But when the rest of people from other countries like Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, let's say the ship docks in San Francisco for 2 days, then they'll come out to go and shop, enjoy, eat a decent meal, buy stuff, take pictures. Nyinyi mmekwama hapo kwa ship. Zimbabweans are not allowed to leave the ship because the ones before them misbehaved. So guys, you don't want to ruin it for a whole country or a whole race or a whole continent, okay? By the grace of God, is saying Happy New Year, Eva. As always, your videos are the best. Thank you so much. Please, guys, I want you to apply this video so that they can translate from being nice here to the real world, okay? I'm actually telling you guys what is working for me. I am employing all these strategies that I'm telling you guys. Samantha, wow, 1995. I wasn't even near to be born yet. You are aging. Yes, Samantha. Me, I was born in 1979. Can you believe it? I'm sure even some of your mummies were not even born then. 1979, guys. Can you believe it? I am so old. Trek with Frenchan is saying, Sasa Eva, Ian Frenchan here. Long time. I hope you are doing great. I want to thank you for the videos you have been posting here. I have been watching them chini ya maji and I am inspired. Bless you. Oh, thank you so much. Trek with Frenchan. What is your channel all about? That looks like a YouTube channel. I'm interested. What do you talk about? Samantha, wow, 1991. I wasn't even born. Ah, Samantha is saying the same thing. Hello, Eva. Happy New Year. I'm live from Uganda. Kisaki, Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Ogambachi. Anyway, guys, I think I've read all your comments. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in, everybody who commented. You haven't told me, guys, what you're planning to do. Which action point are you going to take up? Number one, as soon as we log off, which of these are you doing immediately? Let me know in the comment section. That will give it like 5 more minutes, then I'll log off. Frederick is saying hello and happy new year. I was lastly denied a Canadian visitor visa while the host family had clearly provided all necessary info and docs. Frederick, I have repeatedly said here on the channel, try as much as possible to sponsor yourself for, unless it's like a work related one. But if you're going for vacation, have your own bank statement, have your own itinerary, have your own bookings. Go to booking.com and look for bookings that do not require upfront payment. Have a sample, a dummy air ticket. Like, we have an entire video here on the channel that talks about how to apply for Canadian visa if you don't have relatives or you don't have somebody to invite you. You see, the moment you have somebody like a host family who is inviting you, already it shows that you do not have sufficient financial ties. And the chances or likelihood of you going to disappear in Canada are very high. Because how the Mzungu looks at it is like, oh, this one is being hosted, means they can't even support themselves. So why should I give them a visa? But when you have a case where you are supporting yourself, it adds more weight to your ties. Okay? That's all I can say for now. Guys, please like the video. And since you guys don't want to answer my question, let me call it a day. It was a pleasure having you guys here on the channel. I will see you on the next one. Please share, like the video, comment, subscribe. Everything you can do on this channel, please do it. And make sure to implement the action points. Because inspiration without action is useless. Okay, guys?